Here's a video to follow up that ridiculous thing I just made. I don't know how much I swear in that in these videos, but it's a disgrace. I've got young family members that follow me, like out of the few of you that I've got, and they're like, "You swear a lot, uncle," but you got to. So actually, right now, what I did was I went for a burn, and it was the first time I loaded the car up very, very heavily. Like, do not forget to run your car in. You need to go all the way. I know this engine doesn't need to be revved like that, but rev it like that once. Like, so 4,500 Ks, I've just hammered this thing. The whole car smells right now of sulfur from how hard I've been punching it just at low speed. So accelerating and decelerating. The brakes are fucking amazing. Like, so what I've done is like hammer it around the national park, very low speed. Like, what I'm talking about is like 10 Ks an hour to 60, and then bang, back to 20 Ks an hour. So you can see the lip on the disc running in, and that was extremely aggressive driving. The car's extremely hot now. I don't have my scanner on it to get the intake temperatures, but that was it. So now the car's run in, and at 4,500 Ks, I've just hammered the shit out of it, and it's just amazing. Like, you can go like, what, around corners, just flat on the brakes as well as on the gas. I explained in the last videos the virtual torque vectoring with the Super Sport ABS on the rear, which is different to the EBD. What it does is it modulates the brake pressure for the left and right axle at the rear when you're on the brakes, but on the front, when you're on the throttle, it'll modulate the inside wheel to provide torque vectoring. And it's amazing because you can be turning at a very strong angle and then just decelerate and the car will remain neutral, a bit like a cat, like the way they bend their legs. And yeah, so two parts to this. One, great, like, I know tomorrow morning it's going to go even better because I've just hammered it through those low loads, you know, and that's what you don't want to do when you're running in. You don't want to be going at second gear from 7 Ks an hour, especially on a hot day, loading up the main bearings of the engine in case they have imperfections. You want those, and they will, because the car's imperfect. So yeah, like, you know, you want to be doing that as well. But that was quite impressive, and I don't know how much they're going to be able to improve the next model when they've got something so good now, like with this new upgrade on the chassis. What a fucking chassis. Like, I'm tripping, like, you know, I've always said to my kids, like, they said, "Oh, if you had millions of dollars, Dad, what car would you buy?" And I said it, this one. This is the car I'd buy. If I had $3 million tomorrow, I mean, I didn't buy it for good value. You know, you never hear the end of all this shit about the plastics and whatever. Fuck off. It's 1,543 kilos. And long before some of these reviewers were actually finished year 9, Subaru were making lightweight parts. Like, when I took my engine and gearbox and the whole Liberty apart, in one of the videos, which is awful, like, it's all purple from the camera being fucked, but I said every single part is lightweight. Like, you can pick up the whole tail shaft on the wagon Liberty with 3 fingers and let it hang, and you will lift that tail shaft. Like, so that's why I said with that InGen box, it's unnecessarily heavy. Every time you fill a fuel tank, you're going to feel it. And I've got this fuel here, and I can feel the lack of power from this fuel. Now, I haven't been speeding in the car at all, but I'm quite pumped up, and my adrenaline's right through the roof, as I was able to absolutely load this car up. Like, when there's a ditch in the road, you're going around like that, just fucking throw the steering the other way and slam the ABS on and run your brakes in, because they were never like this. I did feel a bit of fade, actually, so apparently you don't get it after, like, you can get the brakes still working with some fade after 15 laps on a track. I don't believe that. I said we need to change the pads to track pads, but the stopping power is amazing. And yeah, they did start to fade, but they were still there. So that shows you how hard I was driving, and I really wasn't breaking the speed limit or anything. So like, for example, like, let's go down here. Well, now I'm not saying to wreck your brakes, but if you're gonna run it in, run it in. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I just got, whoa, fuck these brakes, man. I just got some detonation then. So that was the very first time I actually heard repeated detonation. That's something else to be discussed. That's why it's been heat soaking. So that's very exciting. We're going to do that as I've planned in the future to get the heat soak and the knocking. As you know from previous video, what happens now is the car has to relearn and retrust its future timing map. So right now, there we go. I've got reduced performance as it protects itself from that event. So now it'll relearn, and in one of the videos, I can't remember if I actually posted it, but that if you do reset your ECU, don't go resetting the ECU for no reason, because unless you do a little trick, it takes weeks to learn, like to get the performance back. So I can now feel my performance slowly coming back, but I'm not going to have that 16, oh no, it's not going really well, but I'm not going to have that 16 degrees of advance because it had a severe knocking event. And, you know, oh, I mean, far out. Run the tyres in, like, I've always felt, you know, with tyres, they're never good when they're new. Like, this thing's got less body roll now because I'm running the tyres in, you know. That's an American, I think it's called, what are they? Visi or Amcor, Aurora, boxes. Yeah, boxes. I just had another knock just then. So this is the Mobile Supreme Plus, and what we got, we had extreme heat soak from the engine. I'm sure those intake after intercooler temperatures were well over 100 degrees because, as I said, I could smell the exhaust like running in, like it stunk. Like, not just the sulfur, but the stainless steel was red hot. I just had the turbo red hot, the brakes red hot, you know. So yeah, anyway, that's that.